Yo, what's up, guys? It's Eli again. I'm driving, headed back to home. Anyway, all right, so I want to talk about another thing, but in general, I just want you to know, or at least I want you to pay attention, because one of the things that sets us apart is that we make stuff happen outside the box. So I'm going to give you another example of that. You know, the cash offer thing has been happening for a while, and that was great. Before that, it was we led the pack in creative ways to win offers where we didn't lose a multiple offer situation for probably 18 months. But now, one of the other things that's been on our radar for years, and I've done multiple times, is with renters. And I get asked by our agents that have heard about this probably multiple times, that I get asked, like, hey, what do I do with renters? Now, some of you are brand new, and I'm not even dissing on the agents that have been with us for a while and don't know what to do with renters. But I know we've talked about this, and I want you to just use this as an example and a time to say, think creatively and ask the questions, which is why I'm happy they're saying at least, hey, what do I do with a renter? But think really creatively. Every time I've got a buyer and they can't qualify for a loan with Austin, what do I do? I don't know, but let's figure out the situation. Maybe there's something. What about a renter? Well, I can tell you right now, typical renting of houses is going to be valueless to you financially. You can help people because you want to retain them as a future client. Why not turn them into a buyer right now, or a pseudo buyer? And here's how you do it. We've got a partner. We don't tell people the name of it. We always sell things like it's proprietary to us. So we say we've got a national investment partner that uses us to find them great renters. And once we find a great renter, then the renter and our team goes and finds a house. We look at the homes that are on the market for sale, and if the home is approved, then the investor purchases the home and rents it to our tenant. I call it reverse landlording. Most landlords have a house, and then they look for a renter. And then while they're looking for the renter, they're losing money. This investor is smarter than that, and they do what we call reverse landlording, where we have a renter, which is free for them, and then the renter picks the house. So the renter's getting a house they love. They're not stuck to just a few houses that are available on Zillow for rent by other landlords, but we're buying houses that are on the market. And the investor knows they've got a great renter already, and then we find the house. So it's backwards from typical landlording, which is better for the landlord, it's better for the tenant, and it's just renting. So now, behind the scenes, there's the reality that they can actually buy the house. It's not a lease, it's a lease with an option to buy. It's not a rent-to-own situation where some of the money gets credited back to the buyer. That's all hogwash anyway. And that's a different day. We'll talk about that. That's stupid. But because what they do is they jack up the rent rate to just give you money back if you happen to buy the house. It's just dumb. Don't even. So tell your clients, don't think about it like it's something it's not. It's being a tenant, which is exactly what you came to me for. You wanted to rent a house. So we're going to rent a house. The fact that you have an option to potentially buy it at the end is just bonus, okay? But I honestly don't even tell our tenants they can buy the house. If they find out from the landlord that they can buy the house, then great. But here's a really cool fact too. I did this with people, say 2 years ago. Do you realize that they're set up on a plan? In Indiana, I believe I haven't heard any different, but they increase the price of the house for the tenant. If they do want to buy it, they increase the price of the house 3% every year, which is very nominal. So if they bought a $100,000 house 2 years ago, a year into it, that first year it was going to cost them $103 to buy it. The next year it would have cost them about $106 to buy it, okay? So at the end of year 2, it's 6% higher than when it started-ish, so it's $106,000. Do you realize that the housing market has gone up like 15 to 20% a year? So these people that were renting, let's say a $200,000 house, When they go to buy it 2 years later in 2022, it's potentially up 30 or 40% in value, but they're only paying, so it's 130% value. They're only paying 106% value. These people made 25 to 35% in 2 years as a tenant. So they're buying the house now for let's call it 212, but it's worth 260. Unbelievable. Nowhere else can you get that done like that. So this is the excitement level and the understanding level that you need to have going into this. Like, this is amazing, and especially in a market that's going up in value. And in a market that's going down in value, guess what? It's amazing to be a tenant because you're not losing money the whole time. Owners are losing money in a depreciating market. And if you're renting this way in an appreciating market, you're making money as a tenant. Like, there is no losing. It's incredible. So, with that said, here's what happens. I know I'm crazy. I get excited, but it's because I understand it. And when you understand it, it's either you're all in or you're all out, or of course you're somewhere in the middle if it's kind of a mix of awesome and not awesome. But I just don't see how this is a losing situation for somebody that already wants to rent. Like, this is a perfect scenario. And a lease option is amazing, actually, for people that want to rent in an appreciating market. A lease of any kind is great in a depreciating market. So, they don't buy everywhere. This national investor does not buy everywhere. You can get on homepartners.com. Do not send your clients there. Do not tell anybody about this. This is secret stuff. Home Partners needs to leave your mind as soon as this video is over. It is a national investor that we partner with that we find great tenants for and get them verified through them. And then once we have the tenant and I go find a house. The way we connect and get the ball rolling is I send them, you have to tell me and give me their email address, and I send them an email, and that's their welcome email. They can set up an account. As soon as they've set up an account, then no problem. You tell them, you give them the website, they can go there, they can see what high school districts they buy in, that sort of thing. But until then, if they go to that website and register on their own, who knows who they're getting? They're not getting us. So you've got to learn right now to be strategic of what you tell people and when you tell them, okay? But I don't know, a lot of stuff applies across the board, so that's why I kind of just vomit here at the mouth sometimes. But everything has to be strategic in your mind. There is nothing that is not strategic. That's what separates us also from the pack. Is we don't just fill in blanks. We don't just talk to clients. We don't just everything is strategic, or at least we try to see if it can be strategic. So, but you're going to find out that this home buyer, this national partner called Home Partners, they will buy in Whiteland. They will buy so Clark Pleasant schools. They'll buy in Greenwood schools. They'll buy in Franklin Township schools. They will buy in certain other schools. But for some reason, right now, they don't buy in Center Grove schools. They don't buy in Burgers. Well, it's Center Grove. They don't buy in Franklin schools. They don't buy in Perry schools. Okay, it's just a reality. There's no negative to that. There is a negative. Our clients can't buy in those areas for this program. So if they want to buy in those areas, then you just tell them, we don't have anything for you. If you want to move to Whiteland or Greenwood or Franklin Township on the south side, we can do that. There's some downtown stuff like Fountain Square stuff. There's north side for sure. There's east, west. But in this immediate south side, Whiteland schools, Greenwood schools, Franklin Township schools, I think are the primary ones that work. So basically, you tell them, give me their email address. I know Hannah just did this. Somebody give me their email address. I send them a welcome. As soon as they set up an account, then you can start really giving them to the website, show them how to look for houses. But the thing is what's going to happen is exactly what we just said. They get qualified. They need to have like a 580 credit score. They need to make like 50 grand a month or a year, as a group. They can't have recent evictions within 3 years on their record. They can't have major criminal stuff going on in their life. You know, there's some things, but what they do is they go through a pre-approval process, a pre-qualification process, which before they spend any money, they're going to go through this process. They're going to be asked a ton of questions. And if they answer them honestly, they're going to be told, sorry, no, you can't. do this, or yes, it looks like you will be able to. Once it looks like they will be able to, this is not rocket science, by the way. It's very easy. You could go do it yourself and just see what they're going to do at the beginning. Then, once it looks like they're going to be able to do it, they're going to pay, I believe it's $100 per family. So most of the time, you're going to go, let's say you're talking to a typical management company. You might pay $75 or $100 or even $50 per person, per 18 and over individual, because everybody 18 and over has to go on the lease. So you could spend yourself, if you have 2 kids living at home that are in college and have 2 parents, it could be $400 to do the application process. And a lot of times they won't even show you houses until you've done the application process. So you're spending hundreds of dollars, never even knowing if they're going to have a house that you really want. It's a terrible idea. Now it's a requirement. You just got to suck it up and do it if that's your only option. Giving them a better option in these neighborhoods, at least in these cities. We're saying, well, let's do this. It's going to if you can qualify, which you're going to get a pre-approval area. Pre-qualification question is going to tell you that 90% chance you're going to approve or not. And they can already look at houses and see, we can figure out what types of houses are going to work for them, all this stuff. But basically, go through the pre-qualification. If it looks like you're going to get approved, pay your $100, suck it up. It's nothing compared to what you're going to do with other people. And get approved, and then we go shopping. If you don't want to use the program, who cares? It was $100 to find out if you wanted to use the program. If we just can't make anything happen, or you find out you can actually straight up buy, or a rental comes up on Zillow that you like, whatever, we'll do it. But $100 in preparation with this awesome opportunity is absolutely nothing. So, anyway, pre-qualification, looks like they're good, great. They go ahead and pay the $100 to get fully approved. Then you're going to get an email. It's going to show you their budget, how much they can spend. It's likely way higher than they even want to spend. So then we're going to go into the Home Partners website. We're going to look and see, okay, they want to spend and they're approved for up to, say, $2,000, and they're good with $2,000. Great. We're going to go into Home Partners. We're going to look in the areas that they want to look in. We're going to correlate. We're going to set the search that says we want to see everything $2,000 a month and less estimated rent. Great. So then you're going to be looking at it. You're going, oh, $200,000 estimated rent. Looks like I can go up to $230,000, and that's where the houses are approximately $2,000 in rent. Awesome. Great. So then we skip Home Partners website for a second. We put them up for a search in MyBor for active for sale homes in the areas they want to be in. So you can select it by school district, Greenwood, Franklin Township, Whiteland or Clark Pleasant, and search for houses $230,000 and less. Woo-hoo! Guess what? Now we've got a great search for them, knowing they're going to hit their rent numbers. And when they see one they like, you go show them it. If they like it, then we start the process with Home Partners, and the Home Partners then will approve the house in likely a couple of hours. And Home Partners buys the house. You get paid full commission because you're buying a house, not renting. Home Partners becomes your client for the purchase, and then your real clients rent from Home Partners. Everything is up front. Home Partners, before they make the offer on the house, they're going to have your client sign off on a piece of paper that says, here's how much rent is going to be for the next 5 years, I think. So there is nothing hidden. They know exactly what their rent rates are going to be for the next 5 years. If they agree with them, then we go forward. If they don't, then we don't make the offer. And I mean, it's literally so easy. Oh, the carpet needs replaced. Great. Home Partners will replace the carpet, add that to the buyback for them. So if it was a $200,000 house and Home Partners spent $5,000 to get it ready, called make ready costs, then it's a $205,000 starting point. Okay. If whatever, paint, carpet, simple stuff like that. Now, there are some rules to it, and you can get on the Home Partners website and learn all about it. So go do it. But 2 months deposit, so that's about twice what it normally is. But who cares? You're getting it back if you take care of the house. And if you buy the house, it goes towards your purchase. So no big deal there. 2 months of security deposit, and I mean, honestly, other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So I don't see a downside to this. I've done it multiple times, and I literally took a renter where I was going to make no money and turn them into a renter where I'm making thousands of dollars because this company purchases the property and then rents it to them. And then guess what those renters do in a year or in 2 years when they're ready to buy a house? A, they either buy the one they're in, fine, no problem, I don't make any money. Or two, we go buy another house and I make more money. Like, this is the way your brain needs to work as a business owner, and you are a business owner. I get it, you're on a team and you're gonna rely on me for a lot, but it's not like an employee where you've got a set of tasks and I can tell you exactly what to do. I'm not even allowed to legally. I can advise you and give you thoughts and ideas for sure. I can help, but I can't make you do things. If I could make you do things, I would probably make you do things, but I'm not going to. You run your business, you make as much money as you want to make. You can bring as many buyers to the table as you want to bring, many sellers. I will absolutely help. I've got ideas out the wazoo on how to go get clients, but I can't just like randomly throw them all out there. You've got to be hungry and asking, because if I'm just throwing them out there, just like these videos sometimes, you probably don't watch them, or you watch them and then don't really do anything with it, or it's just like good information and then you forget about it in 5 minutes. And then you're going, hey, what do I do? I've got a guy who wants to rent. Is there any way we can help him? And I'm like, well, go back and look at the Home Partners video, you know? So lock it in. Like, this is so exciting. And I get it. We're all wired different. But if you look at every opportunity as a problem to be solved for someone else, and you become that problem solver, you are going to make more money, have more clients, have happier clients. It's going to be awesome. All these things I'm showing you is because I'm looking at a tenant going, this is stupid. There's got to be money to be made here, and a client to be blessed at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive. And voila, Home Partners. Voila, cash offers. Voila, inventing ways to win constantly. Because, you know, taking people that don't qualify, that don't have the money. Home Partners. I don't know what I can answer for you, but Home Partners is incredible. Go get every possible renter you can find that's willing to live in Whiteland, or in Clark Pleasant schools, in Franklin Township schools, in Plainfield, in Fishers, these major hotbeds, and let's go sell houses to the investor and put them in them. There's a minimum rent. I think it's $12.50 a month. So they're not buying junk small houses. They're buying 160 and up, probably 180 and up. They don't buy certain things. They don't buy more than 2 acres. They don't. There's rules, but I have never had one not work. It is going to be few and far between where it's not going to work. Location is the primary reason it won't work. And Home Partners website shows you exactly, if you do the search thing and you search by school districts, you'll see exactly what you show the lines. You'll see the lines of the school districts, and you'll know which high schools they serve and which ones they don't. So anyway, long video. I get it, but there's a lot of stuff in here that applies across the board. But I get stoked. I want you stoked. I want you hustle, 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 and never pass up a client until you are confident you can't help them and there's no money to be made in the process. Now, if you can help them and there's no money to be made, welcome to the club. We do that all the time too. But if you can help them, we might as well see if there's money to be made. And that's where Home Partners comes in, because you can absolutely get them into a rental. You're blessing them because there's more options out there for sale than there are for rent. They get to pick the home they live in. They can buy it if they love it. They can have the option to buy it. It's a lot more. I mean, it's great for them, and obviously it's great for you. So make sure you comment in our group text if you have any questions, and I can probably respond.